Good morning, readers. I hope you enjoyed our book yesterday, Sheila Ray the Brave, and I hope that some of you did the little writing assignment that I asked you to do. I am very new to this YouTube platform, so I did not realize that you wouldn't be able to put comments into these videos because they are made for kids. So that makes sense. So from here on out, I will ask you to do little activities after we read, and you can just find a journal or a rogue piece of paper sitting around in your kitchen or your living room or your bedroom, and you can do your work there. We are all working with what we've got at home right now, including myself. In fact, I will show you, because obviously I did the assignment too. Wasn't just going to make you guys do it. So I did the assignment that I asked you to do yesterday, which was to compare the two characters that we read about. Patricia from Thundercake, that was our day one read aloud, and then Sheila Ray from our book yesterday by Kevin Henkes. So I just want to show you what I did here. This is called a Venn diagram. Now this is nothing fancy, you guys. I just found this piece of paper in my daughter's art drawer, and I took some of her markers that she had, and you can see some of them were kind of had those, like they were not so good, and so they made the text really large. I don't have my like legit teacher markers right now here, but that's okay because we can just use what we've got, you guys. I know you're all at home right now, and just use what's around you. You can use the back of a receipt for all I care. So this is a Venn diagram. You do not have to get a fancy Venn diagram printed from the internet. You can make one yourself. All you have to do is draw two circles, and you don't even have to be very good at drawing circles. You can see here, I am not very good at drawing circles. I mean, I'm okay. They're not terrible. I didn't really leave a good amount of space where the two circles intersect, but that's okay. I made it work. So I just wrote a little title at the top, and I said I'm comparing two characters, which is what I'm doing. I like to color code. I'm kind of wild about color coding. So I put Patricia in red and I put Sheila Ray in blue. And when you mix blue and red, what color do you get? If you said purple, you are correct. So in the middle, the traits that both of them share, I wrote in purple. So I said that Patricia was quiet and shy, while Sheila Ray is sort of bold and strong. Patricia loves her grandma. Sheila Ray loves her sister. Patricia tries new things, while Sheila Ray sort of does the same thing every day, right? She walks backwards. She ties that kid up on the playground. Patricia perseveres, right? We see her persevering through those hard tasks like getting the eggs from old Nellie Peck Hen. And Sheila Ray really takes charge. She's not afraid to be the boss, is she? She's very bold, like I said. Patricia challenges herself, right? She's trying all of those different, she has to go to all the different places that she's kind of nervous about, but she does them. I said Sheila Ray was kind of a show-off. I don't know if you guys would agree with that, but I think she's a little bit of a show-off. She's like, look what I can do. Patricia, let's see, pushes through fear. So even though she's scared of a lot of the things that she's trying to do, she does them anyways. Patricia believes she's fearful, as in she is scared. And Sheila Ray believes that she's fearless, as in she has no fear. Now these are their beliefs. This is what they believe about themselves. That doesn't mean that's accurate. It just means it's what they believe. And then my question at the bottom for both of them was, is Patricia really brave on the inside? And is Sheila Ray really scared on the inside? Those are my wonderings. For both, the character traits that I think they both show is that they both love their family. They're both capable of feeling fear. They're both very trusting, right? Sheila Ray follows her sister home, and Patricia kind of does what her grandmother asks her to do, her babushka. But ultimately, they are both brave. That's what I determined. And you may disagree, and that's okay. But maybe if you didn't already make one of these Venn diagrams, you can make one now, and you could either compare Patricia and Sheila Ray, or you could compare Patricia and the character we're going to read about today, or Sheila Ray and the character we're going to read about today. Okay, without further ado, paper dropped. Our book for today is Wemberley Worried, also by Kevin Henkes. So he was our author from yesterday. We're reading another book of his, and I found it interesting that he's got these two books with two very different characters, right? One who is the brave one, and one who looks kind of the opposite. So we're going to look more closely at this and just continue our conversation about what it means to feel afraid and worried and nervous or anxious. It's just kind of the same words for all the same thing. Different words for the same feeling. And what it means to be brave and how we can work on being brave in the face of fear. Okay, Wemberley Worried by Kevin Henkes. And you can see a lot of these books have stickers on them. As I said, I'm not in my classroom. I'm at home. So I'm using my daughter's books for these read-alouds. And she has put a lot of stickers on the fronts of her books. So you'll notice if you go back and look at my videos that there's some stickers. This is sweet Wemberley. Look at her. She's so sweet, right? Oh, she's a precious character. Wemberley worried about everything. Big things. I wanted to make sure you were still there. Little things. And things in between. Mama, what if I shrink? That's a sweet little fear. She's in the bath and she's worried she might shrink in the bath. Poor Wemberley. Wemberley worried in the morning. She worried at night. And she worried throughout the day. Oh, that must be so exhausting to be worried when you first wake up in the morning, to feel worried when you go to sleep at night, and to feel worried all throughout the day. That's not a healthy place to be in. I hope Wemberley is going to figure out some strategies for how to not be so nervous throughout the whole day. Let's see. You worry too much, said her mother. When you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. Too much worry. Now, her grandmother has a shirt on that says, go with the flow. It's very California-like. Just like chill, man, go with the flow, dude. For those of you who don't live in California, because I know some of my New York friends are watching this, that means like relax. Basically just chill and relax. So this is obviously a very chill grandma, not like Wemberley. So maybe she doesn't really quite understand what Wemberley is going through. At home, Wemberley worried about the tree in the front yard. What if it falls on our house? And the crack in the living room wall. What if it gets bigger and something comes out of it? And the noise that the radiators make. What if there's a snake inside? Boy, everything is concerning to her. At the playground, Wemberley worried about the chains on the swings and the bolts on the slide and the bars on the jungle gym. Too rusty, too loose, too high. And always she worried about her doll, Petal. Shouldn't Petal have a car seat too? She's wondering. Petal's lost forever. I found her, sweetie. She thought she lost her doll, but look, her mama found her. I'll wait for you, Petal. There she is waiting while her doll gets washed in the washing machine. Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wemberley worried. She worried and worried and worried and worried. And I will tell you what, as somebody who sometimes feels worries, it doesn't really help when someone just tells you to stop worrying. When someone just says, just forget about it, don't worry about it. That's not super helpful. So we have to find some strategies that actually help us so that we don't worry. So we'll talk about that later. When Wemberley was especially worried, she rubbed Petal's ears. Wemberley worried that if she didn't stop worrying, Petal would have no ears left at all. On her birthday, Wemberley worried that no one would come to her party. See, said her mother, there was nothing to worry about. This is the best present ever. Well, I wish I had my birthday today. But then Wemberley worried that there wouldn't be enough cake. On Halloween, Wemberley worried that there would be too many butterflies in the neighborhood parade. See, said her father, There was nothing to worry about. But then Wemberley worried because she was the only one. You worry too much, said her mother. When you worry, I worry, said her father. Worry, 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 said her grandmother. Too much worry. Soon, Wemberley had a new worry. School. Wemberley worried about the start of school more than anything she had ever worried about before. Did you guys feel worried when you first went to school? I know my daughter felt really nervous before she went to kindergarten. By the time the first day arrived, Wemberley had a long list of worries. Look at that list, you guys. She had a long list of worries. What if no one else has spots? What if no one else wears stripes? What if no one else brings a doll? What if the teacher's mean? What if the room smells bad? What if they make fun of my name? What if I can't find the bathroom? What if I hate the snack? What if I have to cry? She has so many worries. So many worries. Don't worry, said her mother. Don't worry, said her father. But Wemberley worried. She worried and worried and worried. She worried all the way there. Have fun, says her grandma. While Wemberley's parents talked to the teacher, Mrs. Peachum, Wemberley looked around the room. Then Mrs. Peachum said, Wemberley, there's someone I think you should meet. Her name was Jewel. She was standing by herself. She was wearing stripes. She was holding a doll. Wait a minute, look at those two characters, you guys. I see stripes and stripes. Standing alone, holding a doll. So she's finding that she might have someone that she has something in common with in her class, and that's probably pretty exciting for her. At first, Wemberley and Jewel just peeked at each other. This is Petal, said Wemberley. This is Niblet, said Jewel. Petal waved. Niblet waved back. Hi, said Petal. Hi, said Niblet. I rub her ears, said Wemberley. I rub her nose, said Jewel. Is she making a friend? Boy, oh boy, let me tell you, when you have worries, having a friend, someone to talk to, someone to connect with, that is one of the best ways to feel better when you're feeling nervous. Throughout the morning, Wemberley and Jewel sat side by side and played together whenever they could. Petal and Niblet sat side by side too. Wemberley worried, but no more than usual, and sometimes even less. Before Wemberley knew it, it was time to go home. Come back tomorrow, called Mrs. Peachum as the students walked out the door. Wemberley turned and smiled and waved. I will, she said. Don't worry. So what is she saying at the end? She's the one that gets to say, don't worry, Mrs. Peachum, I'll be back. So Wemberley is somebody who has a lot of worries, huh? And that's okay, because sometimes you're going to have worries. Sometimes we're going to be nervous about things, or something's going to come up that makes us feel a little bit anxious or nervous, like the first day of school. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm feeling nervous is make a list of my worries. So I'm going to show you here. You can see I just tore this out of one of my daughter's little books, not books, but notebooks. And I just wrote at the top, my worries. And then I just put some numbers here. And I'm just going to make a list of some of the things that I feel nervous or worried about right now. Can you do that too? Can you make a worry list at home? And then tomorrow we'll start to brainstorm some things that you can do to combat those worries. All right, until tomorrow. Bye, guys.